So as a lot of people in the northern hemisphere, or people of the internet in general, I suppose at this point already know, the northern lights were visible far further south than they normally are because of a huge, massive solar flare that hit the Earth from a coronal mass injection that I'm not going to pretend to be some kind of astronomy expert or sun expert to explain. But what that does mean is that I had the opportunity to get one of, if not the coolest BMX picture that I've probably ever had taken of me in my life last night. And I'll give you a quick preview. You saw the cropped version in the thumbnail, but this is what we're working with from last night. I'm not going to show it for too long because I want to tell the story of how we got there. I have this YouTube channel. I figured it'd be a perfect place to just document this in a way that I can go back in a long time and watch. Let's start at the beginning. Last night, I was at a movie with my girlfriend. We were on our way home and she remembered about the northern lights. And I was like, I don't think we can see them. It looks a little bit cloudy out there. And then she looks out the window and is like, no, I don't think it's cloudy. I think that's the northern lights. So we're looking out the window and we're pretty much seeing this. Trying to make it a little bit bigger here so you guys can fully see it. Yeah, I guess this is the picture. It's just the unedited version of it. But I just stopped on the side of the road and was looking at it at its peak. It was incredible. Took several pictures from that vantage point. Just as many different phone lenses as I could from different angles. I haven't edited these ones, but man, I mean, look at those pictures. It's incredible. So at a certain point, sitting on the side of the road with your hazard lights on, it's like, hey, we probably shouldn't keep just sitting here. So I kept driving, and then I crossed over a railroad track and I instantly stopped and I realized, wait a minute. Look at the potential of what's possible here. And I think, no, I don't have an edited version of this one, but I just started taking pictures from the railroad tracks because I thought it'd be really, really cool to see the railroad tracks with the northern lights above them. And I think that first one was the best because they were at their peak at that point. You can just see all of the different pinks and purples and greens. And then we're hanging out in the yard by the house, and I have an idea that could make this possible. That's the unedited version. And we're hanging out, and I remembered that there is a way that you can get footage of what your camera sees without actually having to go into video mode, which makes it look absolutely horrible. So you can just screen record, go into your camera, and instantly your camera is trying to show you a preview of what the picture is going to look like. So you get to see screen recorded, basically like nighttime video and super low shutter speed from your phone. And as long as you keep in mind that these numbers for the lenses are going to be on the screen, you can crop it to that and you keep it wide enough in your filming that you can see stuff like this. And look, it was everywhere. It was all the way around everywhere. Just absolutely incredible. For a second there with with this thing, I'm like, is that a UFO too? And then I realized, no, it's just the internal reflection in the camera off of that house, or the light that's all coming off the back of that house. So yeah, got to take that. And don't worry, we're getting to the BMX, but I just want to document this because it's my life, and I want to be able to remember everything that happened in a way that I'm not going to be able to in 20 years or something like that. So while I was standing there doing that, girlfriend goes inside to get some blankets and chairs because we're just going to sit out and watch it. And then I realize there is a skate park not too far away, which should have an unobstructed northern view with not horrible light pollution because of the side of town that it's on. And this was the very first picture that I was able to get from that. So I'll go back down to the edited version of it. The very first picture, and all I did was hit the magic edit button in your iPhone and then turn up the saturation and vibrance a little bit so that we could see the colors a little bit better. But I set it up on the tripod so that it would be as steady as possible. Go up, get into an ice pick, and girlfriend pushes the button and we have this picture as the very first picture, and it might be the most incredible BMX picture that I've ever had taken of me in my life. But we didn't stop there, because I was like, well, that's cool and everything, but like, what else is doable here? And, you know, we're taking a few of them here, falling off of the ice pick because it's dark, but don't worry. I did land one, and we'll get there. I'm not going to show it amazingly or too many times because I want to use it in a video later for like an edit, because it's just amazing to see the background. And I guess it's the unedited version, so it'll be all right. But just try and take some closer up ones. This one was pretty good. I think there's an edited version of this one. Yeah. So you can see how bright it was whenever you edit. And to the eye, so here's the thing about all of this. This is what this actually looked like to the eye at this point in time. When it was first seen and we were driving home, this is exactly what we were seeing with our eyes. We were in a place that was so dark that you could see it that way. This is exactly what it looked like. But as it got further, it was just a little bit more faded. So let's go back. Here's the edited version of that one. And then I'm just continuing to try and get the best possible picture, because the way night mode works is you have to hold as still as you possibly can. And I don't know if you know it or not, but holding still in an ice pick in the dark is hard. So there's a couple. And then I wanted to get the ice pick bar spin picture. I'm not going to lie. I faked this one, just got into it and held it and let it go. But I tried like hell to land one, and I got this freaking close. Just didn't end up being able to pull it, but I did land a normal ice pick. So I count pictures as long as you have the trick landed, I count it. But that's why this one is the thumbnail and the best whatever, because I landed it and it turned out amazing. So there's this one right here with the bar spin. Let's go back up. Then we've got a couple more of these, just trying to make it happen. Picture of just the bike's pretty sweet. Blurriness because it's impossible to sit still. More ice pick pictures by themselves. Just the bike. And as you can see, it's slowly fading out and going away at this point. There's a little bit there. And then I took a time lapse because I just thought that this would be cool. And the edited version of this one, which I do not have on my computer, but I can airdrop real quick. I did do like an edited time lapse here, so I'll be able to pull that up in a second. But at this point, they're fading out, and it was a bummer. But I'm really pumped on what we did get, and I'll show you the video here in just a second. So here is the time lapse edited, so you can see a little bit of it there, and it's kind of cool with the skate park in the back, or skate park in the foreground, the northern lights moving in the background. It's pretty sweet, and this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity, so I knew that I had to take it. And now let's get to the video. So first, I was just trying to get in there and pull. Yeah, first I just was like, oh, I'll just loop it and have the bar spin looping back and forth as a thing. Never landed it for real, other than just rolling away. So I guess technically I got into one by itself, and then I landed one that I didn't get into. But as you can see here, boom, landed ice picks. And this is what you can do if you want to get night mode video on your phone. It's just super low shutter speed and frame rate because it's just the preview, but it's screen recorded, and I can clip that out and crop it and use it as video. Then this one was sideways, so it's not great. Wait, I can do this. Haha. So let's go a little bit bigger. But as you can see here, and I guess this could be where I show my fails, because there were fails. So I get into these ice picks and I'm holding them all right, but I could just never actually get the bar spin one. But I did land a good normal ice pick right here. This, when it's edited, is going to look so cool for an actual video. Just a little bit more. Let's find the one, obviously there's a lot of fails here. I got a couple where I did the bar spids and then just fell out of them. And it was such a bummer to know that it was fading and probably not going to come back. So there's a few that I landed here. Fading, probably not going to come back. And it was after these couple that I looked up and I was like, well, the sky's kind of faded at this point. I guess it's probably over. So with that being said, this right here has to be the coolest BMX picture that I've had in definitely a long time and potentially ever. So I'm thankful for my girlfriend Victoria for going along with the journey and taking the picture. You can see her shadow right here in the shadow of my phone right there. And I'm just stoked that it turned out as amazing as it did in the first picture while the sky was still this bright. Absolutely amazing. If you have the opportunity, go outside when northern lights are going on, Aurora Borealis, and just pay attention to what people are saying about the solar storms and flare-ups on the sun that are sending stuff in our direction, because it's possible. And then if you ever have the chance to take a trip to like Iceland or the Upper Peninsula of Michigan or anything like that to really, really see these things in all their glory with low light pollution, you can see here that it's definitely worth it. So I thought this would be a fun story to share. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you like this kind of storytelling with pictures concept. And if you did like this, you like what I do, and you want to support me or my channel in any way, there's a bunch of discount codes linked in the description down below that work on things that you're probably going to have to buy anyways: BMX parts, clothes, all kinds of different stuff, supplements to make you feel better in life. And when you use those codes, it saves you money and helps me at the same time. So thanks again for tuning in. Go outside, look up, because it's amazing. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for another one. Goodbye.